Besides sending the police, you might want to send an ambulance or a hearse.
Hello, Billy Ho here. Before we get started, I got some housekeeping items that I wanted to take care of. There might be a little bit of confusion going on. The first off, I want to start with the $250 subscription to run the free DraftKings contest. And all you have to do is subscribe to the channel to be eligible for it. And I often say use the Twitter link in the description, but it's come to my attention that maybe not everybody is on Twitter, which if I didn't do DFS and wasn't so interested in daily fantasy, I probably wouldn't be on Twitter. So if you're subscribed to the channel, just leave, and I mentioned this before, just leave your DraftKings username in the comments of the YouTube video. You got to be on YouTube, and that's just an easy way to privately contact you. All I wanted was a way to get in touch with you off books to arrange for your Cash App payment if you win. Simple enough, right? Okay. So that's out of the way. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about was Instagram. I also use Instagram. I never advertise it, and I usually just publish videos and screenshots and stuff like that on there. But it is at Billy Ho _DFS on Instagram. So hit me up over there. Give me a follow. Like I said, the ultimate goal is to get this channel to the 250 mark, quarter way to the big 1,000 subs. So all the help is appreciated. Once that goal is met, we will run that free contest, and somebody's going to win $200, and then second and third place will get a little bit as well. So be on the lookout. And then speaking of contests, I have weekly contests for both PGA and NFL. They're always in the link of the descriptions of either video I do. So take a look there. Join the contest. They're only $2 entries, and it's usually I max it at 40 or 50 people. But if there's more people in it, I'll be happy to raise it because it doesn't matter. It runs no matter what per the new DraftKings rules from last summer. So I'm not worried about how many people I let in it. If you want to join the Discord, that's always in all the descriptions. It's a great group of guys. We discuss all kinds of awesome plays on NFL, DFS, fantasy golf, all that good stuff. So I will actually have an individual video for this, but my next announcement, very important. Rick Run Good. If you know him from YouTube and CBS and all over the place, the man is the gold standard for content creation as far as PGA golf is concerned. He is going out on a limb and really pushing for a season-long fantasy golf leagues plural, and I am partnering up in that. So what I'm going to do, I don't know how many leagues we'll end up doing, as many as people sign up for them. Honestly, it's going to be through a website called Fantrax, and I'll have more details to follow on that. So be sure to check out the Fantrax video. It'll be very short and sweet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There's no more carbon contests. If you were on Twitter and whatnot and did those carbon contests, those were awesome. The one and dones and all that stuff, they're gone. Money problems with PayPal and people putting the clamps on them. So I think this is a good spot to jump in and get noticed and to grow this community and have some blast with some fantasy golf. Because I used to play nothing but season-long fantasy football years ago before I discovered DFS and daily stuff. So I think it's going to be awesome. It'll be an awesome spot, niche, if you want to call it that, to jump in on this January 2023. It'll start after the Tournament of Champions, probably Sony. So be on the lookout for that. And I think that's about it. So I appreciate your patience waiting on me. Let's get into next week's event, which is the Houston Open. And we are back in the United States. We return to Memorial Park Golf Course for the third year of this event. and it has since moved to the fall swing. It's an interesting spot as we came off back-to-back coastal vacation resort courses, and we're heading in town to a municipal course, a muni course, where the public plays it 364, however many days a year. And it also is a par 70, 7,400 yard plus. It is a long course, and I'll get into that in just a second. Like I said, the Billy Ho Weekly contest will be out as soon as pricing's posted Monday afternoon. The NFL contest will also be out right then because they always get that out early. And the weather, took an early look. The forecast overall in Houston looks good. The issue might be with the temperatures because there's looks like a cold front moving in Thursday night to Friday, and it's going to go from, I don't know, 60s in the morning and 80s in the afternoon to 40s in the morning and 60s in the afternoon. So it's going to be a bit of a culture shock to the change for the old Indian summer going on there. And there is potential for wind Friday on through the weekend. So we'll look at that. And let's get into Memorial Park real quick. It's a par 70, 4,200 or 40. Damn, can't talk today. Sorry. 7,412 yards. Very little water. 4 holes, I think, have hazards anywhere. Fairways are Bermuda. Rough is 2.25-inch Bermuda. It can be penal, but not very. Greens are average 7K square feet. Mini Verde Bermuda grass. The tournament stimp meter, it runs a little bit fast, similar to Augusta, and we'll get into that. 12 and 12 and a half on the stimp. And I think this is probably the most difficult golf course, maybe in the fall swing. It's one of the top 10 most difficult on the tour all year long. It's a beast. It's got long par 4s. It's got 5 par 3s and 3 par 5s. The 2 par 5s are on the front 9. The back 9 has a drivable par 4. I think it might even have 2 drivable par 4s, honestly, plus the other par 5. So off the tee, you will see generous fairways, just like you do at Augusta, hint, hint. And don't let the tree-lined look fool you. The rough can be penal, but it's pretty much grip it and rip it, I think. So let's get into it a little bit, take a look at some mottos, and then we'll get on out of here. And like I said in the breakdown, this course is tough. It's got the par 5s and whatnot, but you can see the birdie. That's the highest birdie rate of any of the holes on the course, 34%. There's no 49%. There's no high eagle rates. 27. I mean, when you're in the down here in the 20s for the par 5s, as far as birdie rate goes, those are some tough par 5s. They're very long, so it's going to favor bombers. They're not really home in 2 type holes. They're actually just around the green in 2 type holes, be honest with you. So we'll get into that. Challenging around the green game, tough Bermuda greens. The Bermuda's cut very tight around those greens. And if depending on which way the grain rolls, it makes for very difficult chipping and putting. And I'll show you something on that in a minute. And if we see any significant wind, this score is going to be probably barely cracking double digits under par. I think 13 under a couple years ago was the best. I think 9 under Kokrak won it last year. Barely broke 10 under. So it's a beast. So let's look at a model real quick. This model here was just my first kind of a recent form last 6 months. And what I got into was tee to green, because I always like to use tee to green on tough courses because it just brings in somebody's all around game. Strokes gained approach is always there. Like I said, how long this is, distance is appealing. And I use good drives instead of fairways gained because I think people are not going to be so concerned with hitting fairways because there's room off to the right or left. And basically what they used to do with the Houston Open layout, even prior courses that it played on, was they tried to gear it up to Augusta because it used to be the preceding event to the Masters. So strokes gained par 5, birdie or better, DK points. But the mid to long irons are what I'm looking for, 175 to 200 and 200 plus. And this is what I'm going to look at, strokes gained in the short game. And I also have a model over here we'll look at in just a second, which is just strokes gained. It's same model, but it's on Bermuda grass. So I just wanted to put significant emphasis on who's listing in the short game category on Bermuda. And let's see what else we got. Greens and regulation, always important. And I will look at that. So around the green and putting, like I said, short game will definitely have some play. And just going off the first look at the model, you can see who's up top. You got guys like Scheffler, Finau, Pendrith, Lee Hodges, who's been playing well in the fall, Aaron Wise, coming off the, Mr. Coastal, but it doesn't mean he just only play. I mean, his one win came in Texas. So he's a guy that can rip it out there, bomb it out there with some decent accuracy. Not terrible, but the 61 in good drives is not going to hurt him. What's really going to help him is in the proximity from the longer distances, and he's really good at that. So I'm probably he's going to be very, very, very popular, depending on his finish this week too. But he's already up there. Scheffler's up there. Pendrith, we haven't seen in a minute, but his short game is not looking all that great. But he's really been great otherwise, and he's a hellified long hitter. So I will have some interest in him probably. Ben Griffin back again. He's good with the long irons. He scores DK points. If he's the real deal, he'll keep it rolling. I think he can handle this. He's not really super long off the tee, but I think he makes up for it in other categories. Not being long off the tee means he's going to be better at these longer distances, which he is. Callum Tarrant, I don't know about too much on him. Trey Mullinax has been showing pretty good form over the fall, and he's good on this course. Another guy is Kevin Tway, who has some pretty decent course history here. And Sam Burns. It seems like this course is basically designed for Sam Burns. But what cracks me up is he's like way down here, and he was like 50th or something in the model. I'm not sure where he's at now, but he's down here. So, we got all week to figure out what the players are. I really just wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what was going on, and we'll close out with a quick look at the strokes gained short game on Bermuda. And there's Sam Burns, of course. He's Bermuda Sammy. Brendan Todd's really good with the short game, but I don't know if he's got the distance to compete here. He may. I don't know what he's doing this week, but we'll maybe give a look at him. It's hard to say. It's early, like I said. But these shorter guys like Long and Yeager, the guys that have had success the last couple of weeks, I'm probably going to be out on. I'm going to be looking at bigger hitters. And so I will wrap it up there. And that's going to do it for the previews and picks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Click that subscribe button and be on the lookout for the Tuesday DraftKings show and Monday NFL show. Good luck tomorrow if you're playing football, and hopefully your screens are green. And until the next video, we'll see you soon. Thanks.